Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patric Young and Terry Norvelle.
Wow, as we stagger into a Tuesday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show, coming to you live, we are deep in the heart of Mandarin. Hurricanes, Jewington Creek, our Tuesday home, our Taco Tuesday home. We got a lot to tell you about with regard to what's going on, including trivia later tonight. I think it's Tuesday. I think we just got through 2024 Labor Day weekend. I think the college football season has started. And I think the NFL boys are ready to go in about 2 days. It is a good time of year. Hi, everybody. Terry Norvelle coming to you from, as I said, Hurricanes, Jewington Creek, our Tuesday home. We hope to catch up with Patric Young. A lot to get to today, as a lot has happened since we last visited way back on Friday. Patric Young, myself, we were in Gainesville for the Florida-Miami game, such that it was not a game very long. Very impressive win for the Miami Hurricanes. I want to get into that, and I also want to give some credit to the Miami Hurricane coaching staff. They've been beat up a little bit. We'll get to that. Great games all weekend. Last night, who saw a second straight loss for Florida State? The Seminoles 0-2. Think about it. We barely got out of Labor Day weekend, and combined, the Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles are 0-3. Wow. Boston College, a beatdown on the Seminoles last night in Tallahassee. Really wasn't as close as the score. Boston College, as we welcome Patric Young to the broadcast. Patric, did you, A, think Boston College would win the game, but did you, B, think Boston College would call mercy and be taking a knee inside the 5-yard line? They could have scored again last night.
Yeah, but I love how the guys that were commentating is that they NFL program, win the game. The game is already over. Don't waste your time trying to pass some stats on. But man, I didn't. You were the one that kept saying, this Boston College team has a chance, and I just, you don't want to believe that a team that played a team of the previous year, and gave up 190 yards or 185 yards on the ground, there's no way they're gonna let that happen again.
No.
Team from hold my beer. Yeah. How about 260?
260, and could have been worse. And as I looked at the game, Bill O'Brien is an NFL guy, and Bill O'Brien is an old school NFL guy. He wants to punch you in the mouth. The old school NFL, run it, and run it some more. That's right. Old school. And he's got Doug Marrone. Obviously, we know Doug Marrone from around here. Doug Marrone's on his staff. So Bill O'Brien, last night, you had two teams in Tallahassee, Florida State and Boston College. Their rosters were comparable. I don't think either roster was a lot better than the other, but the coaching staffs, you had an NFL staff basically for Boston College that, Patric, I thought they wore out the college staff for Florida State. And what a nice game plan. The quarterback's athletic. And by the way, I saw a lot of the Miami Hurricane game plan last night in Boston College. I thought there were some real similarities. Athletic quarterback. They asked their offense to do what their offense was good at doing. What about the Noles staggering out at 0-2 right now? Hard to believe.
It's simple when your defensive line, doesn't matter who it is, cannot create enough pressure.
No.
Especially when you got a guy, and look, he didn't play as well as Cam Ward did in terms of a lot of those extended plays. where he found completions that turned into first downs. But him having that threat, I think hurt their defense so much. And then it's obvious if you cannot stop the run, then the other team is going to hold the ball.
Football's a basic game
as long as possible, so your offense can continue to not. And that's what hurt Florida State. They couldn't get in a rhythm offensively, because they were on defense for so long.
Yeah, football can be a very simple game at times. It can be a very simple game. If I can block and tackle and move you around, I can probably beat you. Patrick, obviously, earlier on the holiday weekend, you and I were both in Gainesville. We sat in the press box together, and we watched. I want to take a second, though. This hasn't been done enough, and I want to take a second to make sure to do this, Patrick. I want to tip my hat to Mario Cristobal, to the Miami coaching staff, and they've gotten ripped a little bit. Well, Mario's overrated. Well, let me tell you something. I was extremely impressed by the Miami coaching staff, their game plan, their approach, their decisiveness. Yeah. They got their plays in. They knew what they wanted to do, which tells me they scouted very well, and they had a good idea what they thought was going to work. I was thoroughly impressed by the Miami plan and their coaching staff, Patrick. And you and I sat in the press box together and watched the game. I'm assuming you felt the same kind of way.
Oh yeah, no, I looked at their side, because you always it's more than just the result of the game. It's how is it being coached.
Yes.
You compare discipline. Which team looks more disciplined? And I don't think overall, Miami might have better athletes overall, but I think just because when you know what you're doing and you know where you're going to spend the least amount of time getting that done.
Well said.
And I'm trying to make that so simple because when I know the route in my job, there's not going to be these extra steps that are going to slow the team down. And the execution level. And that's where it's like, what's so baffling on the side of being a Gator fan is that you have all this time. What are they doing in training camp to not be able to execute? Because you got some plays that teams will run, and they're going to work. They just have these wrinkles and actions.
Sure.
Whether it's a handoff, a play action handoff to a bootleg, getting a guy out in the flat, or just hitting receivers or running backs in the flat.
Yeah.
In those short route.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like that was an impossibility. But then you see DJ Lagway come in on the one scoring drive.
Yeah.
He made some good throws on time, on schedule, which is like, how does the second guy come in and he can do it and the first guy can't?
Yeah.
Especially after being the most accurate guy in the SEC last year.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I was thoroughly impressed with the Miami coaching staff. They had a good offseason. They had a good pre-scout. They had a good plan. And I was really impressed with the way Miami put their plan together to exploit their players' talents. I mean, they really scouted and put offensive plays in that fit Cam Ward. They got Florida flowing one way and coming back the other.
Yep.
I really impressed, and I think that got lost on a lot of people.
Everything that they ran that was a misdirection, the Gators got misdirected.
The Gators got and it either went for a big run or misdirection, and it gave Cam Ward time to survey the field. Florida got thoroughly outcoached, I thought, Saturday. And that didn't just happen Saturday. Both coaching staffs had about 7 months. I don't know what Florida's coaching staff did. But Miami's staff went to work.
Terry, you remember what happened last year with Miami and losing to Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
How do you think if Coach Napier did that against, say a game that we're supposed to win?
Yeah, you name it.
Do you think he would have survived that? Do you think?
I don't know.
I don't think he would have survived that.
And you know what? a double tip of the hat to Mario Cristobal because, Patrick, let's go back a year when that happened. You just brought it up. Why did you hand the ball off? You fumbled. Georgia Tech recovered. Georgia Tech scored. That was the laughing stock of college football.
Yes.
And you remember when that happened. That week, and basically, if we had a show today and we said, what was the most embarrassing play of college football 2023, that would be way up there. But you know what? That could have buried a lot of coaching staffs. It didn't.
Oh my gosh!
It did not bury that staff. You know what? I was really, and a lot of Gator Nation has picked at Mario Cristobal over the last couple of years. Wow, does he deserve the money? Wow, Cristobal, he can't close out. Well, you know what? Mario Cristobal and his coaching staff this past Saturday, they took Florida and Billy Napier's staff to school. They really did. I think
that's nice way to say it.
Yeah, I agree. Patrick, what are your thoughts now? I mean, we just opened up year number 3 of Billy Napier, and things don't look good.
Yeah, man. A lot of people, from what I've seen, they think that it's
inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
You know, I think should be an easy game with Sanford.
Yeah.
A&M game goes to show that A&M's really not as good
as
maybe we thought. So there's a chance. I think Miami's probably better than A&M right now at this point. But from what we saw in that first game, and knowing that the second game is going to be easier, I don't know if the team is really going to get that much better.
Wow.
Are they really going to get that much better from
it was shocking. It was shocking. We got some chats here. Bounce back, take it out on Sanford is one of our chats here, Patrick. Get ready.
Take it out on them for sure.
Get ready for A&M. And then we've got hashtag Fire Billy.
Man. What were some of the worst things that you saw Gator fans potentially say in your platform, in your world?
And obviously, I've been all over the last 2 or 3 days. I've followed and read, and it's our job. I wanted to see what the temperature is, and most people, it appears the temperature is. And Patrick, I agree with this. I think Billy Napier is over his head. I think I think he has lost at times. He's over his head. I think the job's too big for Billy Napier. We're in year number 3. Now, what do you do? Do you do anything? If a lot of people are saying, there's a group, Patrick, that is saying, fire Billy Napier right now. Okay, my question with that is, what's to be gained? You still have 11 games left. Is there anything to be gained? Hiring an interim, bumping up a guy, I don't know. But no, my personal opinion, and I don't want to shy away from it, I think Billy Napier is over his head. He's not the guy that's going to lead the University of Florida to where they want to go. Now, the bigger question, Patrick, to me is, where does the University of Florida want their football program? And I'm going to say it again. And when I say the University of Florida, I'm talking about the Board of Trustees, and I know there's an interim president, but where does Florida, the University of Florida, want their football program? They're in the SEC. They're going to get a big fat check every single year because they're a member of the SEC. Are they fine with that? Or do they want to win and win big at football? That's the first question I have to have answered. I don't know, Patrick. Maybe you do. Where does the University of Florida want to land their football program? I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, man. Obviously, when you put so much money into it, and I'm talking about it exactly to the point of what you said, the expectation is to be now in the playoff. That's where, and I just don't know if maybe this jump for Coach Napier was too big. Yeah, coming from Louisiana, should he have? Yeah, the guy should probably have definitely get another job. I just don't know if Florida just doesn't seem like it was the right place.
No,
Um,
awful big job.
like maybe you have a lesser of school or an ACC school, do well there, and then you take an big SEC job like University of Florida. But yeah, it's just the repetition of certain mistakes where you're just like, how, like, and I know this drives you crazy as it drives me, but a delay of game out of a timeout,
Out of a dead ball.
out of a dead ball.
5 minutes of non-football, you're getting a kickoff. Miami has been kicking the ball into the end zone, so you're 99% sure you're not only getting that kickoff, you're getting at the 25, and you can't get a playoff.
And that shouldn't even matter, kickoff or not. How much different are you going to call a play from the 20 or the 25, Terry?
Sure.
Or the 20 and the 30-yard line, like whatever. Sure. You're going to call the same, you go, hey, we're going to see them get on the field, and we're going to run either this play or this play.
Now,
right? That's it.
Now, Pat, let me back up. The first question that if I'm running the University of Florida football program and the school, and they say, Terry, you have carte blanche. What do you do, Terry? You're 0-1. You're in 2024. The SEC is expanded. It's a tough conference. Life's tough. Your neighbors are really good at football. Your rivals are really good. Okay, what do? My first question that has to get answered is, okay, University of Florida, do you want to win and win big at football, or do you just want to play football? Because they paid Billy Napier $7 million. They're paying him $7 million. So just over $6 million. That was 2.5 years ago. Okay. Well, back when they paid Napier right at $7 million 2.5 years ago, the going rate to even have the A-list coaches pick up your phone was $9-10. Saban was at 12, and Kirby just signed for 13. So Florida was paying under value anyway. Okay, if they blow Napier out, and I don't think he's the guy for the job. I think there needs to be a parting of the ways. If they blow Napier out, but 2.5 years ago they paid him $7 million, coming from a up-and-coming school. If they say, well, we're going to pony up $7.5 million, I don't want to be the guy hiring that job. You don't want to win at football. Does the University of Florida have the to pony up the industry standard right now to get an A-list coach and his agent to pick up your phone call is $10 million.
I know.
It's $10 million. It's the industry standard. Do you want to play in that neighborhood or do you not? That's the first answer you, the University of Florida, have to tell me before I take on your program. Before I'm the guy.
Oh, it's a $35 million loss.
And Patrick, I don't know if they want to play there. But if you don't want to play, minimum, the Lane Kiffins of the world, the A-list coaches are not picking up the phone unless you say, University of Florida calling, we're holding for Lane Kiffin. Our minimum bid is $10 million. Okay, I'll pick up the phone. If you don't have that, if you're trying to get the up-and-coming guy and hit a miracle from Louisiana Tech, well, you can offer $7 million. That's not where it's at. Florida, what do you want to be? That, Patrick, I need to know that answer before I can go hire your coach.
I mean, the Dan Lannings of the world, you're not going to get them, especially when you want to. These coaches do have a lot more loyalty than people think. Like, you have to give them an offer they can't refuse.
Yeah.
And that's what it would take to get someone like Lane Kiffin, which is it's ironic. You want somebody different, but you're tired of paying one guy, but on the way out, if that's what the powers seem necessary.
Now,
Coach Napier gets $25 million.
Hey, there's a secondary issue here. I'm a Lane Kiffin guy. There's two things that Lane Kiffin will not even pick up the phone. A, you got to have $10 million before I even pick up the phone. I'm an A-list guy. B, the University of Florida football program, and this is working against Florida right now. The University of Florida football program has some rebuilding to do. If you're a Lane Kiffin, do you say, I'm tired of rebuilding? I just rebuilt Ole Miss. I don't want to take 2 or 3 years. I'm telling you, man, there's a couple of issues. Florida is not a plug and play right now. And do they want to spend the money it takes to get into the tall cotton neighborhood? You know what I mean? The tall cotton. And I don't know that. I'm not sure they do want to. The University of Florida could be very happy with saying, hey, as long as our football program is in the SEC, we get that fat TV check every year. Do you realize Vanderbilt gets the same check as Alabama?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't get a bigger check because you won 14 games, Georgia, or 4 games.
Dang, Terry, I don't know. Do you think the Gators can beat Vanderbilt right now?
I'm glad they're not playing them this year.
Right?
I'm glad they're not. They'd be on a 2-game losing streak.
I heard this too, by the way, Terry. And this is a little shift too from Florida to ACC. But the teams suing the ACC are currently 0-3. And the teams not suing the ACC are 15-2 right now.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Well, it's sad, man. Is this going to turn? But for Gator fans and for Seminole fans, is this going to turn into a combined? We have some unity because we both want Miami to lose and don't want to cheer for them. Then also, are we going to continue to cheer for each other to lose? Continue to have bad seasons? That.
Yeah,
I know it made Seminole fans happy to see us get our butts whipped, but it made me. I didn't feel bad about last night. I want DJU to do better. I just don't. His accuracy sometimes, his timing. He did have a lot of drop passes, some passes that were right on the money. I think just his inconsistency and his lack ability of running and extending plays. I think those are things that Jordan Travis did last year.
Yeah,
that he just isn't the same type of guy to do that.
No, I agree. As we go to our first break here on a Tuesday, actually, from Hurricanes down in Jointa Creek. We're down in the heart of Mandarin. Patrick, you hate to be a fan in this position, but I know where I stand with Billy Napier. I think the job's too big for him. I think the quicker he is separated from Florida, the better. With that said, you hate every week to roll around and go, what you want your team to win,
right?
But let's just, for happenstance, say out of the blue, DJ starts playing quarterback. He has a couple magical Saturdays. He'll probably lose a couple games on his own because he's so young. But let's say he has a couple magical Saturdays. The Gators win 2 or 3 games that they should win. They upset a game or two. And let's say Napier is still the head coach this year, and they win 6 or 7 games. I think that would be the worst thing for the program. I've said in the offseason, I want the Gators, in a weird way, to win 3 games or 8 games. The worst thing is if Napier pieced together 6 or 7 wins, I want at the end of the year, Patrick, Gator Nation to know where they're at with Napier. Either he's your guy or you're not. Even if Florida pieced together 7 wins this year, I don't think Billy Napier is the guy for the job long term. It's just me.
Man, it just sucks when he has a job, and this is the job for all coaches that is going to be measured by wins and losses. But at the end of the day, that's why they have great agents, and they get paid a lot of money to get fired. So, it's you want to feel bad, and you love coach, but he's going to be fine either way. You just
sure.
But there are some people, and I will say, like a person like Savannah Bailey, if there is a new changing of staff, I hope someone like her stays around because she is a huge piece too, especially on the player side.
All I know, Patrick, as we break, I'm a lot older than you. I've gone through these coaching changes and turnover and losing periods, fan bases unhappy, coaches unhappy. Patrick, I can reference 4 or 5 separate times in my broadcast career when the coach, and I say the coach broadly, okay, broadly, not just Florida, when the coach gets publicly belligerent,
Yep.
it's generally over. I've never, and Napier with his comments he might have been a little bit out of context when he said the rural Florida fan in the basement. You heard it, you read it.
Yeah.
When he said that was part of an 18-word answer. I get that. So it might have been a little stretch, but that type of comment was so out of character for Billy Napier. The Billy Napier you know and the Billy Napier I know, that was so out of character. When they get to that point, my history is it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. And I think it needs to be over. When? I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a benefit to firing this hour or not. And frankly, his staff, I think, is so weak, he doesn't have a great interim guy sitting on the staff other than Ron Roberts.
Dang.
But, Patrick, my history is when the coaches in football, when they get that belligerent, it's over.
Is it downfall?
It's over. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
That's what happened with Dan Mullen.
Yeah. It happened with Mullen, McElwain, Jimbo Fisher got belligerent. You knew it was over. On and on and on. Football coaches are type A testosterone guys, man. And when they start fighting it out with their internal employees and fan bases, my history says it's over.
Yeah.
I think it is over. Stay with us, Patrick Young. We'll come back. Florida State, what a disastrous start for the Noles. 0-2, and where do the Noles go? Are they looking at a quarterback change? Florida may have a quarterback change due to injury that might work its way out. FSU, what do they do at quarterback? What do they do with their football team? They're 0-2 and floundering. College football off and running. Plenty of talk on the other side. The Young Norvelle Show coming to you from Hurricanes in Jointed Creek right here on Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming, from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Oh, Bell Tower, it was crawling on Saturday. A lot of fun. Great day, great atmosphere outside, in and around Gainesville and Florida Field. A lot of Hurricanes hanging around, obviously. It was fun. It was 85% Gators, but a lot of Hurricanes showed up, and beautiful Saturday in Gainesville college football. And, boy, what a show the Miami Hurricanes put on. I tip my hat. Boy, Cam Ward was as good as advertised. And by the way, as we welcome you back, the Young and Norvelle Show coming to you from our Tuesday location, Jointon Creek. We're deep in Jointon Creek in Mandarin at Hurricanes in Jointon Creek. Patrick, the crowd in Gainesville was no factor because Florida's football team and Miami's football team did not let it be a factor. The crowd was no factor, was it?
Did you like how Cam Ward came out and said, "Hey, Gator friends, it makes it better if you make noise when we're in the huddle."
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, a home crowd gets water poured on it when the home team doesn't do much, and Florida's home team didn't do much, and the crowd was no factor. The entire game it was no factor because Florida didn't play good enough early to make it a factor, right?
Right, yeah. And that hurt. I didn't think the first drive was god-awful because they did, Gators did get a first down.
Yeah.
But it just showed from that first drive that Miami had the ball control.
Yeah.
Sticking to their schedule. They just seem so
Great
just
point.
Looking at teams side to side, they just seem so much more polished and they look like a team. They look like a team that actually can do some real damage this year. Who knows? Hey, and I thought Desmond Howard was nuts for putting Miami in the playoff. But now I'm like, I see what he's talking about.
Real favorable schedule. Really favorable schedule. I mean, you look at two teams right now from the weekend that have incredible schedules. And you know what? Your schedule's your schedule, man. Miami and Notre Dame. Notre Dame's schedule. I didn't think Texas A&M was a great opponent anyway. I mean, they're coming off a bad season. They fired their coach mid-season, new coach. But Notre Dame and Miami's schedule, you realize Miami does not play Boston College, even though they're in the same conference. We saw Boston College is good. Miami does not play Notre Dame. Miami has a really, really nice schedule the rest of the way. No, they do not. Now they could catch up.
They get Clemson? I know they got Florida State.
They got Florida State. I'm not even sure they have Clemson. I mean, Miami has a really, really
pick it out real quick.
A really nice schedule. They they do have a schedule the rest of the way. I'll tell you one thing that really stood out to me over the weekend, and it'll get back to Florida and Florida State. The Noles obviously 0-2, the Gators 0-1. We've seen 3 total games between the Gators and the Seminoles this season. We're just out of Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
Patric, I can't fathom how FSU and Florida, how and why are they so bad on both lines of scrimmage? Both teams. Both teams.
Lines. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if FSU and Florida, if they combine their 2 rosters, I don't know if they have a good offense or defensive line. I'm shocked how bad they are on the lines of scrimmage.
Well, offensive line in terms of pass blocking, I think was okay for Florida State. But run, obviously, they only had like 25, 30 yards on the ground for the game.
And then flip it around. Boston College ran for over 250, and they took a knee in the 5 at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, they really lost. They lost, 6 yards off of that because they took 3 knees in a row.
Yeah. I mean, Boston College pushed FSU around for the second week in a row. FSU, their offense and it's mind-boggling how bad Florida and Florida State are on the line of scrimmage. It's just terrible. FSU, by the way, Florida's going to win Saturday. They play Samford. They'll get a win. They'll catch their breath. They'll then have Texas A&M at home. And who knows, if Florida can get the win Saturday, which they should, if they could somehow beat A&M, and I don't think Texas A&M is that good. They're a first-year coach program. Yep. If Florida could win those next 2 games to get to 2-1, catch your breath, and then, okay, maybe you could piece something together. You got Mississippi State, you got Tennessee on the road, but FSU is 0-2. They're off this Saturday, and then they entertain Memphis. That will be the Super Bowl for Memphis, which is the school that Mike Norvelle came from, and they're going to think we're going to go beat FSU. That's going to be a hell of a game, and we got plenty of time. Pat, that's going to be a hell of a game for FSU and Memphis.
No reason for them not to think that. Yeah, that's going to be a tough match. They're a wounded dog.
Woo, they are. I want to get back to Florida, though, Pat. You and I sat in the press box next to each other, watched the Gator game against Miami. I will say this, and I'm not a Graham Mertz apologist. I think Mertz is fine. I think, obviously, he's injured, but I think you can do a lot worse than Graham Mertz as your quarterback. Patrick, I tapped you on the shoulder the entire 3 quarters that we watched the game together. I didn't think Florida's receivers got open at all. That I was stunned. A brand new Miami secondary ran, I thought, stride for stride with Florida. I didn't see many guys with any separation in pass routes.
Yeah, no, and I think Shane Matthews was watching those routes and commenting on it that these guys are not running good routes.
No.
Trey Wilson, but they use him so much east and west.
I know.
I did like that Graham was going after the kid Jaden Bader.
Yeah.
And some of those throws were errant, like he had a chance to get those. But other than those 2, and number 17, can't remember his name. He's supposed to be the third guy.
DK.
I don't know if he did anything.
Yeah, DK didn't do a whole lot. I didn't see Florida's receivers get any separation. I thought every time Florida threw a pass to a Gator receiver, there was a Miami DB somewhere close.
Somewhere right there, right?
And Miami replaced 3 of their DBs. I thought Miami, man, they played a well of a game. Hey, Pat, do I have this right? I think I do. Help me out. My numbers may be off, but, man, what a tough time right now. If you look at our area, and obviously we're on streaming and you can watch us anywhere in the world, but our core area is Duval County, Jacksonville, right? I mean, that's our core area. Am I correct in saying that the 3 geographical programs, football teams that we follow the most in our area, the Jaguars, the Gators, and the Seminoles, okay? Those are the 3 big football teams that we follow in our geographic area. Yeah. Am I correct in saying that if you look at their schedules from last year and the opening of this year, those three teams, you could say, are a combined 1-14 over their last 15 games. Am I correct? Well, and here's how I came to that. Florida is now on a 6-game losing streak. They're 0-6 their last 6. Florida State is 0-3 their last 3. And the Jaguars are 1-5 their last 6 games. If you add that all together, the 3 geographical football teams that we follow in our area are 1-14 in their last 15 games. Am I right about that? Oh, my God. That hurts.
Why'd you have to bring that up? Of all the things you could bring up, Terry, I think there's just like an exception. You know, you accept that without talking about how miserable you are. But now you got to put numbers to it, Terry.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. All right, and I'll
you in a bad mood today?
No, I'm in a good mood. I'll put. There you go. I got a guy flashing me the use sign over here, so I'm in a bad mood now.
Oh, you couldn't get enough of that yesterday.
Hey, he did this.
Over the weekend.
Yeah.
You could not get enough of that over the weekend.
Where was that guy when Al Golden and Randy Shannon were coaching that team? You ought to.
Quiet.
But I will say this, though, Patrick. If you want more numbers, hey, Gator Nation. Hey, Seminole Nation. Chin up. It's only 354 days until
next season.
Week 0 of 2025. But by the way, looking way ahead, and we should not do this, Patrick, you realize Florida opens up in Miami next year, and do you realize Alabama rolls into Tallahassee to open up the season next year?
Really?
They're going to christen the new stadium in Tallahassee with
they sure are.
Alabama rolling in.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a hell of a christening.
No, you think? Hey, bouncing around some different stuff that happened over the weekend, even last night. Obviously, Florida State was last night, 2 nights ago. What about the USC LSU game? Did I watch it different? I thought there were 4 or 5 times where LSU was about to put that game away, and Patrick, they pissed it away. And damn if USC didn't come back and win that game. How did LSU not bury USC? I don't know.
I just don't think they were good enough offensively. I think Musburger or whatever his name is, he
Nussmeier.
He crapped the bed. I don't think he's as good as what they thought. But yeah, I mean, at least with that game and that loss, even though that's 3 in a row for LSU starting the season, or that's 5 in a row now.
Under Brian Kelly, 3 in a row, yeah.
They've shown that they can be a team to bounce back, and
I agree.
Fortunately, they have a schedule that would let them do that. Would help them. We much better as Gator fans have lost the game that way,
like that. Yeah, but didn't you feel like? I felt like, particularly in the second half, there were 3 or 4 periods where I go, okay, LSU's one more score from putting this away, and they never quite put it away. And then USC came back and won.
Just couldn't finish. Couldn't finish the job.
Yeah. All right, Patrick. Let's get to our Week 1 picks.
Wait, and this is one thing real quick. Hey, everyone, it could be worse. We could be the White Sox.
We could be the White Sox. Good point. What do they got? Like 108 losses or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, Patrick.
They're really close.
I think I did this right. It takes a lot of work, but let's review our Week 1. We're going to do this all week long during the season.
Oh, our bets.
We started at 100, and we put 5, 10, or 15. We pick games out. We're not really going against each other. But here's what I got, Pat. If I did this right. Okay, Patrick Young, you picked 3 games with the spread, and you put 5, 10, or 15. And here's what I've got you. Patrick Young, you took Georgia, giving 11.5 against Clemson. Georgia won that comfortably. You put 15 on that, my man.
Yep.
So I've got you for plus 15 there. Okay. Your second game, I have you took South Alabama, giving away 6 points against North Texas. Well, North Texas actually won the game outright, so you missed that one.
And they scored like 52 points.
52-38. So you missed a -5. Now, your third game, I'm showing
I
that
lost that one too.
you took South Dakota State. All right, Brad. Yeah, you took South Dakota State plus 9.5
Yeah.
over Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State blew them out by about 24.
Yep.
So you're -10. But if you put it all together, plus 15, -5, -10, I've got you at a net zero.
Net zero.
Right? So you're
Yes, I'm
still
net zero.
holding. So you're still holding $100. We started with 100.
Yep.
Okay. Now, on my side, my first game, I took Nevada. I gave away 8.5 points at Troy. Nevada did win the game like I thought, but they only won by 2. So I was -5. I lost 5 on that, even though the team won. My second game, I took the Oklahoma State, South Dakota State in the reverse. I took Oklahoma State, and I gave away 9.5, but they won by a bunch. So I got plus 10 there. My third game, though, I liked LSU winning the game and covering. Well, that didn't happen. So I lost 15 on that. So, Patrick, I'm looking at -10. I'm down to $90.
Dang.
You're even, and I've lost 10.
Even is nice. Even is nice. Not going to lie.
You ain't kidding, my man. All right, that's week 1. We'll do it every single week. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was fun.
I was got to pick my games a little bit better, but
you do, I do.
We both do.
Yeah, but you're sitting at even, man. You did okay.
It's fun, man. Yeah, I'm glad I had the most confidence in that Georgia game, and I'm glad I put the most money there. So I think it's going to be a strategy of us learning as we go on this thing.
I think you're right, because when I was grading this morning, putting the show together, I went, that son of a gun, he took the easiest game and he put fit. Well, okay, I'm going to take my most confident game and put 15 on it. Right? That's how you do it. But bottom line, you're up 10 on me right now. You still got $100 in your pocket. You little son of a gun.
I'm glad we're using Monopoly money. Yeah, we need Brian Milton for this. He'd be so fun with this.
Yes, we definitely do. Hey, let's talk real quick before we go to break. Jaguars. It's game week with the Jaguars. Did you see? I wish the Jaguars were playing the Dolphins maybe in week 3, not week 1. Not week 1, because the Dolphins have basically. What do they call in the NBA? They call it like loading or something. You got to sit your guys. They call it
management.
Load management. That's what they call it, Patrick. Well, the Dolphins basically took Hill and Waddle. They haven't done anything, mainly because of load management. These guys are 100% healthy. Yikes, man. I'm worried that the Dolphins are just going to – I know this is basic 101, but can the Jaguars score with the Dolphins? Ugh.
That's the biggest problem. It's like I think just styles of play and how much they score. And it's not to say Jaguars offense is bad. It's just the defense isn't strong enough to have that trust that, hey, we can win a game scoring 3 touchdowns. It's going against a team like Miami. I don't think the Jags can win a lot of games only scoring 3 touchdowns a game.
Yeah,
and
you
know, became a 4 touchdown.
And you know, my trepidation with the Jacksonville Jaguars is a lot like the Florida Gators and the Florida State Seminoles. I just don't think the Jags offensive line is any good. The LOS, the line of scrimmage on the offensive side, that concerns me. I hope I'm wrong. I've got a weird feeling that your boy Jalen Ramsey is going to have a good game against the Jaguars. Isn't he kind of that guy? I mean, he's cocky, he's arrogant. Nobody likes him anymore here. But you know what?
I think he's become a little bit more likable.
He's a good player, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he has actually become a little bit more likable over these last few years. I think he's probably grown up a little bit.
But don't you know?
But yeah,
if Jalen
wants to have a great game, I'm sure.
If he could step in front of 1 or 2 passes, don't you know he would love that? He would love that. Jaguars on the road in Miami. I'll worry about that game. I worry about. I just don't think Miami's going to score in the 30s, aren't they? They're going to score in the 30s.
30s, yeah. without a doubt.
Can the Jaguars get in the 30s?
And that's but the thing is, Terry, the argument against Miami is that in the big games they can't score.
Yeah.
Or win those big games.
Yeah.
Jacksonville ain't no big game. I hate to say, they're not proven yet. Not proven for this to be games where the Dolphins had to play teams over 500. They really struggled.
Yeah, yeah.
But anybody after that, lower than that, they demolished. So
definitely. I'll worry about that game Sunday. But what the NFL gets started Thursday, right?
Thursday, man, with a good one. With what's your take on Lamar Jackson, man?
I like him. I think I thought he was going to be a little better. He's really good. I thought he might be a little better, but no, you can do a lot worse than Lamar Jackson.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I thought, he would have at least made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
By now, but he cannot beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And that's part of the point. I mean, part of it is the damn AFC is a meat grinder, right? Yeah. I mean, the AFC, I'll go way back and use a boxing analogy. The AFC is if you're not named the Kansas City Chiefs, you're Joe Frazier, but the Chiefs are Muhammad Ali. The biggest problem Joe Frazier had as a professional boxer was he was born the same time as Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
If Joe Frazier was 20 years older or 20 years younger,
both of those, yeah.
That's the biggest problem is the Chiefs are the industry standard right now.
Yeah.
We got a guy, Bryant says, Bryant Reese says, Miami not put up 30, 25 max. Yeah, I hope.
Bryant, you want to bet on that?
Oh, Bryant. Oh my.
Bryant, look.
Talk to Bryant, Patrick.
I hope that's true, Bryant. But until I see us consistently protect the bank, it's like our house was everybody else's house last year. So that's.
Well, the game's in Miami, right?
Oh, well, we still can't protect the bank down there either.
So they're still going in our bank.
They're still going in our bank.
Hey, because we're not in town. We're out of town. They're still breaking into our house.
There's a good excuse for this one.
All right,
there's an excuse.
We're all mixed up here. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back, reset or set up hour number 2, the Young and Norvelle Show. Want to get back into college football. Winners, losers, and middle of the ground from college football week number 1. There were some big winners. There were some big losers we've already talked about, and some kind of middle of the ground guys. Who were those guys? We'll talk about it with you on the other side. The Young and Norvelle Show coming to you, of course, from our Tuesday home, set up right in the middle of Hurricanes Jointed Creek.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
Oh my, kind of a overcast, cloudy day. I drove into Mandarin, as I'll welcome you back to a Tuesday edition. We're back on the air here after taking a few days off, the Young Norvelle Show on Action Sports Jax. I drove into deep Mandarin, Patrick, about 2 hours ago. Got here a little early, did some work and some emails and stuff. Man, I drove through some serious rain. It was raining, Patrick.
Yeah, that's my mom was like, it's raining pretty bad. I was like,
It was coming down, my man, earlier.
I hate it.
It was coming down. Hey, I think starting tomorrow, I was talking to Brent Martineau, our buddy, our leader here on Action Sports Jax. And, obviously Brent and Austin, their show midday, Monday through Friday. And we also now have a college show on Saturday. Our buddy Casey Kurtz runs that college show. It looks like we're going to do this fun synergy thing with all of our shows, Patrick. Starting on Wednesday, Brent, I think, is going to spearhead this. He's going to have games that we're all going to pick as shows. So you and I are going to get games, and we got to put our head together, and it'll be a fun little synergy thing. I can't wait for that. I think it starts tomorrow.
Okay.
I think it starts tomorrow, and we'll track it, and we're going to win. But, I mean, it's not about winning. It's about teamwork and camaraderie, but we're going to win. But anyway, it's not about winning, Patrick. It's about teamwork and camaraderie. But we're going to win.
We're going to win.
We're going to win. So I'm looking forward.
A participation trophy
no
time, folks?
No. Hey, Patrick, college football winners, losers, kind of middle ground over the weekend. I'll throw some out, and you can throw if I'm missing anybody. How about winners? Obviously, Miami Hurricanes, Boston College. That was impressive last night. Yeah. The way that's a new coaching staff. They were together. They had a plan. Boston College had a nice roster, right?
Yeah.
They had a good.
You always wonder with NFL guys coming to college, is it going to translate? And it's like, man, when you get guys to buy in as Bill O'Brien has, this is what you get.
My goodness, they've got talent. They've got big linemen. That's what I worried about for Florida State. If Bill O'Brien had any players, I thought he could punch them in the mouth, and they did. How about Vanderbilt? I mean, I nearly picked Vanderbilt, but I didn't. What a nice win for Vandy and the SEC. They knocked off Virginia Tech. That was a great win over the weekend for Vandy.
Yeah, that was a great win, especially everyone knows, and they know that they're kind of like, I don't want to say the laughing stock, but you just know they're not
the laughing stock.
for them to come out and start the season that way,
nice
yeah, I'm
win.
sure. I wonder what the spread was. I'm sure I know Virginia Tech had to be favored in that one.
Yeah, I think Tech was by like 9 points. I thought Miami had a big win in terms of winners from college football. Miami, Boston College, Vanderbilt, USC. I think LSU blew that game last night, but USC had to go take it, and or 2 nights ago, and USC did take that game. In terms of losers from the weekend, I mean, Florida State. I think Florida and Florida State, big losers. LSU, and man, Clemson. What's going on with Clemson and Dabo Swinney? They hung around with Georgia, but man, Georgia just was playing with them like they were varsity versus JV, I thought.
Yeah. Even in that first half, you thought, well, I mean, obviously the defense came ready to play in the first half. It was the offense of Georgia that just couldn't get in the end zone. But yeah, that as a Clemson fan, how do you feel after that one?
I know, and you know, you look
Are we
at
back?
Georgia.
No, you're not back. Absolutely not.
You look at Georgia, and I can see one team beating Georgia during the regular season. You know who that is? Georgia. I could see Georgia looks bored right now. If the game isn't a semifinal or championship game, they look bored. They just toyed with Clemson the other day.
Oh man.
They were like the big cat on the porch, and the little cat keeps running up to the big cat who's trying to nap, and the big cat just knocked the little kitten away. Get away from me. They just toyed with him, Patrick.
That was, it was awesome, man. It was awesome to see that Georgia is still one loss in 3 years.
I know. How about
that?
Or
2 losses.
What was that stat they flashed up on the scoreboard with Georgia and Clemson? It said Georgia has won their last 36 games.
It was like 36-2 or 46-2, and the only 2 losses were Alabama.
Yeah, they've won 36 regular season games in a row to anyone not named Alabama. I mean, unbelievable. Here's the issue with Georgia. They're so good. I could actually see, and I saw a little bit of it Saturday, I could actually see somewhere during the regular season somebody knocking off Georgia because Georgia could get complacent. I think Georgia could beat Georgia this regular season, but do you really think somebody can beat them twice, that they would lose twice? If they lose one game, they're in the playoff. Is somebody going to then beat Georgia again in December? I don't know, man. I don't know, Patrick. It would take a couple of losses to knock them out of the tournament, you know?
Yeah, I think so. And I know they're probably really thankful for that. They're just because what they experienced last year, I don't think was fair. And I think the football gods are in alignment with Georgia getting back to where they have fruit. Like they are a dynasty. They absolutely are.
And that's the knock right now. I'm trying to coach fans up. Historically in college football, you play one of your big rivals one time, and if you can beat them in September, October, or November, you can rag on them. You can talk trash because you won't see them until 12 months later. Well, nowadays, if you're playing, say, Georgia in October and you're Tennessee, and you have a magical day and you knock off Georgia, maybe Georgia's complacent, maybe you get every break in the book. Well, you better be careful before you start crowing too loud, because there's a very good chance you may see them December, the second Saturday in December.
Yep.
For all the marbles. So you better you better hang tight before you start rubbing it in their face. We kicked your black, blah, blah, blah. We beat you. Well, okay. That was a cute regular season game. I'll see you in the playoffs, my boy.
I know, right?
I'll see you in the playoffs. Pat, we're going to keep it here a little bit after the top of the hour. Looking ahead, a couple of games I think we should be aware of coming up week 2, college football. How about this one? I can't wait to see this one. High noon, Fox, this Saturday. Texas at the defending
Michigan.
national champions, Michigan. I can't wait to see that. I think Texas routs them when it's over, but Michigan's the defending champions, my boy, in the big house. What do you think of that one?
Oh my gosh.
What do you think of that one? That's pretty good.
I think Texas is going to go in there and they're going to beat Michigan's butts.
Yeah, that's a high noon on Saturday. Texas so that is SEC at Big Ten. As weird as that sounds, how about that? Does that sound weird or what?
That sounds so weird.
Yes. Here's another noon game Saturday. I can't wait to see. I think it might be a decent game. Arkansas. What does Arkansas have? Is this Sam Pittman's last go around? I think he brought in Bob Petrino, didn't he? Did he bring in Petrino?
Yeah, Brian Petrino, yep.
Okay. Does Arkansas have anything on the road at noon Saturday at Oklahoma State? Ooh, little Southwest Conference get together from years gone past.
There's a chance.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Here we go. How about ABC this Saturday, 3:30? South Carolina, who barely got by Old Dominion. Did you see that score?
No, I didn't see. I knew it was 10. It was
like 19-13 or something.
19-13.
19-16.
I saw earlier that it was close.
I think this is the last year for Shane Beamer. I think he's going to get blown out. I don't think he's a head coach. I like Shane Beamer. I think he's a good position coach. I don't think he's a head coach. How about ABC gets into the SEC, South Carolina at Kentucky? And this is one where –
Wait, 1 second, Terry. Is the I Want to Get Away song, is that the new SEC ABC song?
Is that what the name – I don't know the name of it. Is that it?
I don't know. People were being too loud when I was and we were at the game, so I didn't get a chance to hear it.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it either.
Still haven't heard it yet.
South Carolina at Kentucky, and that's one of those games where whoever wins, no, you're not going to win the SEC by winning that game, but you don't want to lose right out of the gate to either South Carolina or Kentucky, right? They're not the powers. That'll be a separation game. How about 7 o'clock Saturday? Patrick, is there any reason to keep an eyeball on South Florida at Alabama, Saturday, 7 o'clock, ESPN? Remember, South Florida near about beat Alabama last year in Tampa.
Yeah. I can easily say I think it'll be different, but I really do, because Jalen Milroe, the growth that he had after that game, that was the turning point for him and him becoming the a Heisman potential candidate. I think Alabama rolls by 50.
Go. And that may be one of your picks. Who knows? We'll get the spreads on these games. I'm just kind of highlighting some. I tell you what, I think is going to be a fun game Saturday night.
I will make one of my picks. I will, and I'll make that a $15 pick.
Alabama? I think you said Alabama you're going to take, no matter what the point spread is, it sounds like. All right. You note that down. We'll do our picks on Thursday or Friday, but it sounds like Patrick Young is all in for Alabama, settling the score. South Florida, what was that final score last year? It was like 17-10, 24-17. South Florida gave Alabama all they wanted in Tampa. A game I can't wait to see Saturday night, 7:30, ABC. I want to take a really good look at Nico and Tennessee. The Tennessee Vols at North Carolina State. And NC State plays good football. Dave Doran's a nice coach. I think that'll be a fun game. 7:30 ABC. And then, Patrick, the final game I'm going to highlight coming up on Saturday, and I'm going to call this the beginning of the end game. I think Colorado, Deion Sanders and the boys, they are on the road. They're at Nebraska. Matt Rule, they had a nice win over an inferior competition team. Riola, the big 5-star quarterback at Nebraska, got his feet wet. I think Nebraska starts the beginning of the end for your boy Deion. I can't wait to see that game. Colorado at Nebraska, 7:30. So? Matt Rule, year number 2. I think there'll be a great crowd in Nebraska. I think they're laying for Deion and the boys. I think this starts the beginning of the end, Patric Young, for the Colorado Buffaloes. I don't know if you're with us still. What say you, Patric? What say you? Uh-oh.
Can you hear me now?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
and
I don't think in terms of defense, just not enough.
I'm with you.
To be a team that, and hey man, let's not be surprised here.
And Pat, I'm going to piece together what I think you said. I think you said
I can get Florida State comes knocking.
Yeah. Interesting. I think you said though.
Don't be surprised if Deion.
I think Nebraska's defense is going to frustrate Colorado, and as that game goes on and on, I see a long day for Shedeur and the boys. I may be wrong, but I think this is a statement game for Matt Rule and Nebraska hosting Colorado Saturday night at 7:30. Hey, let's take a break here. We're going to regroup. I know we're off schedule a little bit on a crazy Tuesday. Back in the swing of things here, the Young and Norvelle Show coming to you from Hurricanes in, of course, Joynton Creek. Yes, sir. Thank you. By the way, last Tuesday, I wrapped up the gear, Patric. I'm sorry I didn't tell you this, but last Tuesday, old Terry, I might have settled up at the bar here and had about 10 wings and some celery and blue cheese. They got about 40 different sauces for wings here at Hurricanes. It's unbelievable. And Pat, I know you're a wing guy.
You gotta love that, man.
You're a wing guy.
Are you more of a sweet guy, barbecue guy? I love wings.
Sweet or barbecue.
I'm a sweet hot
not a
wing
hot
guy.
I'm not a hot guy, Pat. I don't like the I don't want to eat wings and be sweating. I just that doesn't do anything for me.
Right. That doesn't make sense. How is that enjoyable?
I don't know. And you know guys like that.
I don't get that one at all.
You know guys like that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend that he would sweat from barbecue sauce.
It's unbelievable. Hey Pat,
and I'd be like, man, yeah, I would just give the wings.
We
up.
got to figure out. We got to figure out a way. Also, we'll go to break here in a second, but we have 2 more Florida home football tickets to give away. We got tickets to the Samford game, and you know
you're
what?
Right. You're right.
I know a lot of people may say, "Oh, who wants to go to that game?" Well, the Samford game is a perfect game to take your son or daughter or both to their first game. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't want your first game to be Florida Auburn or Florida State or Florida Tennessee. This is a great game if you want to indoctrinate maybe your kid, your nephew, a family member. So we've got 2 tickets to give away to this Saturday's. That's a night game, right, Patric? The Florida.
Is it a night game?
I think it is a night game. I think it is a night game. And we got to figure out a way. We may do it with a trivia in a little bit. We'll figure out a way to do that. Hey, let's take a break. We'll come back. We're closing in on, I think we're going to visit with Brent Beard here around 5:20, 5:30. We'll try and catch up with Brent, who obviously has got a lot of thoughts from a busy opening weekend of college football. That and a whole lot more. It is the Young and Norvelle Show, of course, right here on Action Sports Jax, coming to you live from Hurricanes, Joynton Creek.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, a little rain clouds hanging over downtown Jacks Vegas, but we don't mind once we all get safe off the roads. A little night rain is pleasant, if you ask me. Terry Norvelle, Patric Young, and you here on a Tuesday. Coming out of the holiday weekend, football season is upon us. As a matter of fact, Patric, right here at Hurricanes Jointon Creek, they've changed their hours because of football. Now, on Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football, they have extended their hours to when the game ends. Because, you know, the NFL, they'll drag a game out on you now. They can't just close at 11 o'clock or anymore. So they'll be open. If you want to watch Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, they'll stay open through the end of the game. Because those games, Patrick, they can go to midnight or later. You don't want to get run out of a sports bar.
They run on, man.
Yeah, you don't want to get run out.
They go on and on and on.
They really do. They really do.
Hey,
we hope
so, Terry, one thing. Didn't we talk about this a long time ago that when they added the 2-minute timeout, then the guy said that this was not going to be a timeout?
Yes.
Or something like that.
I hate it, by the way. I hate it. There's already you've got enough timeouts. 3 timeouts each half, each team is plenty. I hate the 2-minute warning timeout. It just drags on college football. Drags it on. Hey, by the way,
oh my gosh,
let's get back to Gator. Let's get back to Gator football.
It's not going to be an extra timeout.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure it's not. Patric, you and I sat in the press box next to each other, watched the Florida-Miami game, and it blew my mind again. And this is like 5 years in a row. Does the University of Florida, do they hire the most intricate defensive coordinators in the world? Because the Florida defense, no matter who the coordinator is, the last 5 or 6 years, Patrick, they cannot get lined up before the ball is snapped. Why is it that Florida's entire defense, almost every snap, they're running around looking at each other, they're looking at the sideline, they're motioning, they're shaking their head. They're basically saying, do you hear? Are you here? Are you there? Where am I supposed to be? They don't know what they're doing. Patrick, do they run the most intricate defense? Just go stop the ball. Why cannot Florida's defense get lined up before the snap of the ball?
Well, I would say, Terry, like when seeing a lot of those wide open routes were like gains that Miami had, it seemed like the guys were so confused. They were playing two safeties back and just kept playing zone. And I think with those zones, like there is obviously a strength to zone.
Sure.
If you're not going to, but with the zone, with any defense, you need pressure on the quarterback. So Miami on their side, they had no fear in taking Florida on man-to-man. Zero fear.
Yeah.
Zero. And it seemed as though Florida had all the fear in their athletes to not allow them to go, because with zone, they're not following somebody. So those guys, once they find a little opening in a pocket, you're going to be wide open.
Well, all I know is, Patrick, every other defensive snap for the University of Florida football team defensively, every other snap Saturday against Miami, and for the last 5 years at the game or watching on TV, it's like the defense is having a Chinese fire drill or they're playing charades. They're all motioning. They're all looking at each other. They're looking at the sideline. They're like, am I supposed to be here? What about here? There? Where do you want me?
Let alone all the signals that they see something and they start doing all this.
And Patrick, that's what I'm talking about. And now one of the guys on defense has a transmitter in his ear. He's hearing the defensive guy talk. Why is it so hard for Florida to get lined up defensively? Yet Miami never did that all day Saturday. Miami went out and Florida on offense came to the line. Miami went to the line on defense, and they said, okay, I'm going to cover this guy. Yep. You cover that guy. You rush. Why does it look like Florida is having a game of charades every defensive snap? And it's been that way for 5 years with 5 different coordinators. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either.
What is so hard about their defense?
What is so hard?
And obviously they've been terrible on defense for years.
Why is the D line so bad? Is it just talent? Are these guys not strong enough, quick enough?
Hell, I had that discussion.
Are they not getting coached on strategy on how to because it's like we bring 4 or 5. It really didn't even when we would bring 7 sometimes. It's like it made no difference. Yeah. It made no difference, Terry.
Hell, Patrick, I had that discussion on texting last night with a couple of my FSU buddies who were watching their game last night, and I text 5 or 6 times. I go, guys, please tell me, why are the Gators and the Seminoles so bad on the lines of scrimmage? Think about it. FSU and Florida, they've played 3 total games. They've looked miserable combined on the defensive line and the offensive line. Florida's offensive line looks terrible. They look fat and slow. FSU's defensive line, the next time they get penetration will be the first time. They look, why are the Gators and the Noles so bad on the lines of scrimmage, Patrick? Tell me.
I mean, Florida State's defensive line yesterday, they were getting just pushed around. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. There
Georgia
was
Tech
no
did it too. Georgia
Zero
Tech did
resistance,
the same
man.
thing. I don't understand how they're so bad on both lines of scrimmage. You also look at Florida and Florida State, and depending on where you think the season's going, I mean, Patrick, I hate to be this guy, but you're not too far away. the Gators and the Noles from going, okay, what's the benefit of playing Graham Mertz? Depending on his injury, I get it. What's the benefit of playing DJU? Why not just hand DJ Lagway and I can't ever pronounce the hotshot 5-star quarterback that FSU has. Why not just hand him or Brock Glenn the job? Why play a 5th or 6th year senior right now? We're getting close.
You're right. At a certain point, you got to start thinking about, all right, we're not going to make it this season. This guy is going to be our future. Dang, that's a wise thing for a program. And that even gives, I think that would even give the coach a favor. Yeah. Because instead of at the end of the season questioning, oh, is this other guy, is he going to be ready? Like you can, I think all quarterbacks, at least in this level, benefit from experience and more games and more reps. Yeah. You get better. So you make a great point. If your season's lost, like if Florida State has another loss, I think you bench DJU and you bring in the backup to start. And he's going to be next year's quarterback.
You hate to be like that because Graham Mertz is a good soldier, but he's done at the University of Florida. His games are numbered, right? He may or may not be injured, and DJU is kind of the same way at FSU. FSU's got 2 losses. They're not going where they want to go. You hate to bury a kid his final year, but you also want to look big picture. You want to look big picture, and you wonder. You just wonder, depending on Mertz's injury or not, you wonder, does Florida just say, hey, man, now, Patrick, you don't know, will Lagway get all this experience and take his talents to another program?
I know, right?
You hate that too. He could, huh? A lot of angles. Hey, Pat, let's take a break. We got Brent Beard, I think, going to join us for about 10 minutes here and give us his take on what he saw over the extended Labor Day weekend. Brent, of course, a friend of the show, really knows college football and basketball. Look forward to hearing what Brent Beard has to say on the other side. It's the Young and Norvelle Show coming to you from Hurricanes Jointon Creek.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2. See that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
All right, let's get it on. We were right there, Patric Young, Terry Norvelle. We were right there with about 90,000 other fans on this past Saturday. It was a very stirred up pregame outside Florida Field. But, boy, the Miami Hurricanes took the crowd straight out of the game. A great coaching exhibition, I thought, by Mario Cristobal and his entire coaching staff. As we welcome Brent Beard to the show. Terry Norvelle, Patric Young, and Brent Beard. Brent, I know you were tied up. You hated not being in Gainesville, but I think you can kind of tell what happened on TV. Boy, if we don't give credit to Cristobal, who's gotten beat up a little bit in the social media world over the years, I thought, staying with Florida and Miami, I thought Mario Cristobal, his staff, they did a wonderful job coaching up that game. They played to their strengths. They had a decisive game plan. First and foremost, man, tip of the hat to Cristobal and his staff. I thought they really coached their ass off.
They and guys, nice to be with both of you today. Happy Tuesday. Well, the thing that Cristobal has done is, unlike FSU, their transfer portal worked for them this year.
Really did.
Cam Ward, it was just flawless.
Really
I
was.
mean, he was almost a magician. It was like he was in. Did y'all catch this a little bit? It was like he was in slow motion almost.
It was like he was in training camp.
Yes.
Going ones versus twos.
It was men against the boys. Is the thing that you saw. Xavier Restapro was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they were able to run the ball with the Martinez kid.
And he was nice. Martinez was a nice number 6, was a nice player. You know, Patric, Brent, Pat and I sat in the press box next to each other, and particularly early in the game, Miami's game plan on offense, man, they used misdirection. They got Florida flowing one direction, and they would roll out Ward the other direction. It was a masterful game plan that was obviously put together the entire offseason. Yes. Florida was severely outcoached, I thought, Saturday.
Yeah, they were. And they lost the game like FSU did at the line of scrimmage.
Really did.
When you can't run and you can't stop the run, you've got a real problem. I don't care what level of football that it's going to be. But I mean, Florida had and I'm curious. I bet both of you saw this. Florida had way too many busts in that secondary. In that linebacker group, right, guys? They weren't communicating. And I had a consultant friend that mentioned this to me today. He said that. See if you saw this. He said the Florida linebackers were basically talking to each other as the ball was snapped.
It was shocking.
And by the time they got their hand around, the play was either right in front of them or it ran past them. Did you guys see that too?
Patrick, you and I talked about it. Patrick and I want you to comment, Pat. We're sitting next to each other, and I used the phrase, Florida defensively looks like every snap looked like a Chinese fire drill, and I'm not being rude here. Or it looked like they were playing a game of charades. They were doing hand signals and shaking heads. And what, Patrick, it was shocking from the press box view, wasn't it?
It was like, all right, yeah, to your point. And it's so funny, man. I just remember talking to the team and telling them that, you know, football is such a moment by moment game. If you're not being present, you're going to mess. If you're not where your feet are, and if you're thinking about the last play, even if you say they're thinking about the next play, can be a fault because you're thinking about it instead of just being present and just watching what's happening. It's affecting their reaction times were slow. Just beat on every aspect, whether it was outside, inside, short pass, play action, misdirection,
it was
counter
shocking.
run. It just every single one was like, oh man, that works. That works.
And Brent, Miami on defense didn't do any of that. And we're in the era of helmet communication.
Yeah.
Florida looked like they were lost. And this is like the fifth coordinator in a row. I can't believe that the University of Florida, every coordinator they get on defense runs the most sophisticated defense. I can't fathom it. Brent, we're going to pop through some topics here with you. Patrick Young's got some questions as well, I'm sure. Brent, I don't see how Napier can survive. When I see a coach get belligerent as he did over the holiday weekend post game, that has never worked out. I think he's a short timer in Gainesville.
Well, the thing they've got to do immediately is they've got 3 winnable games coming up. They've got Samford, A&M, and then they've got the Mississippi State. And those games are critical for them.
Sure.
If they want to do something to pull this thing together, they've got to win those games, and then they've got a week off, which they will need at that point. Now they're 3-1. Coming up after 4 games, you may have a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
Now look, guys, and I'm guessing y'all talked about this too. Florida's lack of creativity on offense is startling to me. I think, as someone explained it to me, what Billy look, I like Napier. I hope he makes it, but I'm with you guys. At this point, it doesn't look real good. But he is back in Alabama, trying to run the Alabama offense, and they don't have the line of scrimmage, and they don't have the depth in the backfield in order to do that. But it doesn't take long to figure out what they're doing. So can they find out something that's really going to work for them at this point? But Pat and Terry, the thing that above everything else to me, all this off-season talk about the nutrition, about how we've lost this weight, we've gained this weight, we think we're going to be better offensively, and we brought in Ron Roberts on defensively, and y'all heard the same thing I did. Guys, it wasn't really any different than it was last year, was it?
No, they actually looked worse.
They look worse.
I thought they looked worse. And Patrick, let's assume, and I just don't think Napier's the guy. And in a weird way, if somehow Florida carved out a 7-5 year, that would lead you to believe that he survives. I don't know if that would be a good thing for the Florida football program as a whole. Right. Patrick, I just don't think he's the guy now. And I've seen going into 3 years of case study. I just don't think he's the guy for the job.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. That does put you in a weird spot because it's about how the games are being played. And if, offensively and let's say they get to that 7-5 record, that means the defense is going to be scoring a few touchdowns and just having a huge impact because offensively there's nothing that just says, oh, you got to watch out for this. Yeah, Montrell Johnson had that great run, but that And it's funny. I call touchdown as soon as he hit that hole, Brent. As soon as he hit that hole,
I had to shut him down. I said, Patrick, you can't cheer in the press box.
He had to keep calming me down. trying to do high fives under the table.
Patrick did say touchdown the minute he got it. Brent, we only have you for a few minutes here. We got one segment left in a little bit. Just a back-to-back miserable performance by Florida State across the board. They're just not competing physically. And I don't know if I saw that coming. I mean, Patrick Payton and Washington, the offensive linemen, they're Lombardi guys before the Florida State offensive line and defensive line. They're on skates. They're on ice skates with roller skates. And I mean, the only saving grace I can see for Florida State is there are some schedule wins, but man, it's short of disaster right now in Tallahassee. What has happened?
Well, the thing that's happened for them, among other things, the transfer portal was really good to them last year with Coleman and Johnny Wilson, and you can go on down the line.
Yeah.
And it really worked. This year it hasn't. Now, look, they've got a handful of kids from Alabama, and I know that's a brand. But, look, there's a reason they transferred. It's because they weren't playing.
Yeah.
And they're not doing much better at Florida State. But something Terry said early on, Pat, that rings true here again is we thought that they were going to have a tremendous line of scrimmage, particularly the front seven on defense. It's nowhere near that right now. But the thing, and the other thing they've got to do is, look, at some point you just got to admit this. This DJU thing's not going to work. I'm sorry, it's just not. And the sooner they can put Brock Glenn in the game.
Brent, do you feel like? I mean, don't get me wrong. We can't interpret feelings, but looking at DJU on the side, man, and we've seen other quarterbacks and mannerism. I'm not going to say it isn't like he doesn't care.
But man,
you
melancholy.
Just where's his frustration? Where's his leadership, picking his guys up? I don't think he is he's not an NFL quarterback.
No, no stretch.
At this point, absolutely not.
Now look, both you guys played, and here's my question for you: is if I had been left out of the playoffs, and I'd spent all summer long bemoaning the fact that we were robbed.
I know where you're going.
Why? Now explain to me. Okay. You may not have the physical ability, but to Pat's point, why in the world are you not playing with your hair on fire?
Oh my God, you're right.
And guys, am I wrong with this? I don't see anything, guys. I don't see anything in them that shows me right now they're even trying. Do y'all see the same thing?
I'm with you. You would think they'd be going 500 miles an hour.
Absolutely.
Starting in Dublin. Starting in Dublin,
yeah.
Yeah, starting in Dublin. I'll tell you another thing that they miss, and I've been harping on this. Trey Benson was a special player.
He was.
That running back. I'll guarantee you last night, and I'll guarantee you in Dublin, if Benson was on the field last night, he would have popped a first half 40-yarder, and he would have popped the second half 50-yarder. He was a special player, along with Travis, that bailed them out a lot. He bailed them out, and so did Travis a lot over the last couple of years.
But man, you look at the whole. You got many drop passes.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of passes knocked down at the line. The touchdown that he missed. The wide open touchdown. That ball had no touch.
None.
Right.
I mean, it literally could have been just a lob. His receiver had no chance, and that could have won the game for him.
He doesn't throw a catchable ball. Brent, let's pop through a couple of other programs winning and losing over the extended weekend. I'm still not sure how LSU lost that game last night.
Really?
I think Patrick agreed with me earlier when we talked about it. There seemed to be like 3 or 4 situations where LSU was about to put that game away. That's going to hurt LSU. That was a very winnable game for LSU. Tip of the hat to USC, though.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing, Miller Moss at USC really stood up when he needed to. And Woody Marks, and Terry mentioned this last week, the Mississippi State transfer, he did really well. But, and I'm telling you, Florida did this, Southern Cal did this, and please, guys, help me understand this. Why in the world, when your team is about to get the ball back, that you feel that it's necessary to have a personal foul on the blooming quarterback that extends these drives? And I'm just, now you can't tell me these guys haven't worked on this the entire summer long. Where is this foolishness coming from?
Brent,
well, Boston College last night had multiple times where they with discipline, their players pulled up from getting a penalty.
They really did. I saw that. Boston College had a lot of engagement and hold the guy and not throw him on the ground. They had a lot of that. They were great win for Boston College. Miami, great win. Vanderbilt. What about a big the SEC had a tough weekend. Vanderbilt, I nearly picked them with the points, but what a tip of the hat to Vanderbilt. Great win for Vandy over Virginia Tech.
Listen, Diego Pavia is our new hero, okay?
He's something.
He's got the courage of Patric Young. Listen, this kid, did y'all see this? He said after the game, he went in the huddle with the players and the coaches, and he said, "Give me the ball.
Nice.
I'm going to win this game."
Nice.
And look, you got to admire a kid for wanting to do that. I thought that was because Vandy did Vandy things. They missed the field goal right before regulation, and then they get the ball back. They're able to win the game. I tell you, big plus there. Jerry Kill, the coach, has been around a good bit. He was with Diego at New Mexico State. And he comes over to Vanderbilt. Look, I'm not exaggerating about this. That was one of Vanderbilt's biggest wins probably in 10 years.
Hey, Vanderbilt right now has a starting quarterback, Diego Pavia.
Yes.
The kid you just referenced that won the game basically and led Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt has a starting quarterback that will finish the rest of the year, knock on wood.
Yep.
That has a win at Auburn
and
over Virginia Tech. When did Vanderbilt say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about that? Hey, Brent, good stuff. We're going to get out of here. Our show has flown by. Hope to catch you the rest of the week. We got a lot more college football to talk about, buddy. Thank you.
Hope to see you guys tomorrow, okay?
Appreciate you, buddy. That's Brent Beal. Let's take a quick break. We're going to try and get Trivia Patric on for a quick second, Patric. Young, as we're going to show him how smart we are, okay? We're going to take a quick break and come back on the other side. It's the Young and Norvelle Show, wrapping things up on a Tuesday from Hurricanes, Jointon Creek.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
All right, let's get right into it. You know, by now, Tuesdays at about 7 o'clock, after we go off the air at 6, they do trivia here at Jointa Creek. The Hurricanes here in Jointa Creek, the trivia group is coming in, and we've got Airtainment, Mr. Trivia Pat, joining my man, Patric Young. And you ready to rock, man? Yep. Give us a couple questions. We got about 3 minutes. What do we got?
Gonna loosen you guys up.
You ready, Pat?
I'm ready.
Go. Pat, your category is movies.
Movies. Here we go, Pat. This is yours. This is yours, Pat.
What are the names of the 2 rival teams in the 2004 movie Dodgeball?
Oh, Patrick, that's right up your alley. That's right up your alley, Patrick. Dodgeball.
The 2 teams.
Vince Vaughn. The 2 teams.
The Vipers.
Nice. Come on, baby. Talk to me.
Come on, what was Young. The other one?
You're Patric Young. You know you're Patric Young. Your mother is Benita Young. You represent right now, Pat. I can see it. I can see it.
Guys, the
come on, Pat.
Underdogs.
Underdogs and Vipers.
Nope.
Who was it?
So Average Joes.
Average Joes.
Joes.
Gosh, I knew it was something kind of like that.
The other team was the Purple Cobras.
Oh, that's tough, Pat. I can't blame you, Pat. That was a tough one. All right, we're 0-1.
You were pretty ready to blame.
Good one, Pat. Hey, Patrick, you did good, Pat Young. That's a tough one. That was a tough one.
Thank you, Terry.
All right, Harvard of the South. You ready?
Right here.
All right.
Terry Norvelle, right here, Harvard of the South.
What type of stone was used extensively in the construction of the Empire State Building and the Pentagon?
That would be granite.
Pat, you got to get. No, it's not granite.
I got nothing.
That would be concrete. Concrete, granite,
limestone.
There you go.
Oh,
Pat.
That was it.
Yeah,
Patric Young. Patric Young. All right, we're 1.5.
We see who really carries.
Patric Young. That's my man right there. You're my man, Pat. Patric Young.
I'm happy to hear I made it.
Should have been granite, by the way. Stupid question. That's a bad question. Bad question.
Oh, okay. Of course.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
Hang on, guys.
150. Minute 50.
Minute 50. Where's a good question?
Not a good one. One that we know.
One that you know. All right.
Good questions are ones that we know. Good job, Pat, with that limestone. Gosh darn, I wish you'd have said that earlier.
Okay.
Here we go.
Food question. It's a
food, Patrick. He likes to eat. That guy will eat like crazy.
It's used in cooking, The stems and leaves of the coriander plant are typically known by what Spanish name in North America?
Of the coriander plant?
Stupidest question I've ever heard in my life. That is basil.
What the heck? That's a hateful
Basil.
question.
Basil.
Pat, got a guess?
I got nothing.
Oregano.
Do you guys know it?
Oregano.
You guys know it.
Oregano. No. What is it? That's a bad question.
Cilantro.
Cilantro. That's a bad question. You got 50 seconds to get a better question than that.
Thing ever.
Bad question. Cilantro. What is that? A car? Is that like a car in the 70s? Hey, do you drive a Cilantro? No, I drive a Nova. Stupid question, right. Patric Young.
Lars Ulrich is the drummer and co-founder
Metallica.
of which metal band?
Bam, we got that right. Metallica. You got 20 seconds to get me another one. Patric, Metallica, pal. 22, 21,
in
20.
Which state would you find the main campus of Seton Hall University?
Jersey.
That's correct.
All right, Patric, we're winners, pal.
There we go. That's a pretty good finish.
JU stepped up. Thank you, Pat. Trivia tonight at 7 o'clock. Right here at Hurricanes. Pat Young, you're out of here. I'm out of here. We're all out of here. Talk tomorrow from Twin Peaks.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Rick's Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Rick's Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Rick's Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from.
My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GM